What's up, Tiger fans? Welcome back to another episode of Tiger Talk TV. I am the Corey C. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single upcoming episode. You can find us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to follow the show and tell every Tiger that you know. And remember, when you support Tiger Talk TV, it all helps the cause, which is the I Love Jackson State University. All right, I know we're in the middle of football season, but basketball season is right around the corner. We're right there. So we had to pause and bring on two special guests from the women's team who just represented Jackson State at SWAC Media Day. And they have some preseason honors as well to talk about. Want to hear about this new look team that Coach Richards has put together? Leianya, Massenat, Jaileyah Cotton, welcome back to Tiger Talk TV.
Thank you.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, it's good to see y'all's faces. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, congrats on being selected to attend SWAC Media Day. What was that experience like?
Being a first timer was fun. Everything was in the same location, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, this is my second year, but it was a great experience just seeing, all the SWAC teams and the coaches and the players, getting to spend time with Nana and Coach Richards and Coach K outside of like a basketball setting was nice too.
Any difference between this year and last year? Or was it about the same?
It was different. The location was different. We did it in a hotel the other day, so that was nice. Not having to walk around everywhere, being able to go up to your room and change rather than changing in the bathroom stall. Things like that. So that was nice.
Nana, what was the best part of it for you?
Really getting to talk about the team. I enjoy talking about us.
Yeah. Great job with the interviews. You ladies are very articulate. You represented the I Love well. Great job. All right. Also, congratulations on the preseason honors. Nana, first team All SWAC. J5, second team All SWAC. How does that make you feel to be recognized for your hard work?
It makes me feel good, but I'm pushing for the next step.
What's that next step? What's the next step?
Everything. Everything.
Yes, I agree. It's a blessing for sure. Very grateful for that accolade. But as she said, I'm going for more too.
Right. You ladies are two of only three returning players from last year's team, and you're both veterans. So has Coach Richards talked to either of you about stepping up into a leadership role? And if so, share what you can about those conversations.
Absolutely. So for the most part, she's looking for us to be very vocal. We already know her system, so really helping each other get in line and learn the philosophy faster than we did last year so we can move at a better pace. It's been going good.
Yes, I agree. I mean, her expectations for us were already high, but now they're even higher because, we are returning vets and we played for her for a lot of minutes too. We played a lot of minutes last season. So like she said, just knowing her system and what she's expecting, both on and off the floor, she expects us to lead our team.
Talk about playing for Coach Richards. I know she's intense. I love watching her from the sidelines, man. She's animated. She's tough. She's passionate. She coaches hard, and she's in your face. So I know that takes some getting used to. So did it take you too long to adapt to that last year when you first got to Jackson State? And how is it now?
I remember like one of the first practices we got here, and Coach Richards was like cussing us out, and I was like, hold on. But like you said, she coaches with a lot of passion, and that's something I really appreciate. Her just being so bought into us and what we're doing here at Jackson State. It makes coming to work, coming to play basketball a little easier for me, just knowing how committed she is to us as basketball players as well as young women.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing for me was more so buying into the system. It was like once I realized that's really who she is as a person, in order for me to fit, I have to play around it. So.
And Nana, you said in an interview recently that you weren't happy before you got to Jackson State, but you became happy once you got there. Tell us a little bit more about that. Just share what you can.
So, it was just real tough for me at my previous school because I was coming off of, so I started off playing NAIA, and I love my NAIA school, all around, everything. My life was great, but unfortunately I left because they didn't have the master's program I was wanting. And then in me leaving, I thought I was going to be going somewhere better and, keep my collegiate role running, and unfortunately that course just wasn't for me, so that's why I hopped back in the portal. And then when I came to Jackson, I was kind of still on the defensive side of life, of having to always defend and like stand up for myself. But then once I realized like this situation isn't like my last situation, I was happy. So yeah.
Talk about having a full offseason in Jackson this time around and just being able to just take a deep breath, right? Compared to last year, because I know everything was rushed and the roster was put together on the fly after Coach Richards got the job in May. So what have been the differences between the two off seasons?
Well, spring, it was only like three of us, so that was hard. We were still doing full team workouts, but just with three people. The train did not stop rolling. That's what I will say. So I think it kind of prepared us to be ready to lead when we came back for the summer, because she was pushing, and it's either we got on board with it and bought in, or we wouldn't have been here either. So
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely a full practice with three people, and it definitely made us, kind of lean in on each other more, and push each other. Me and Nana, we went to the weight room a lot. I definitely think we got stronger in the
Yeah.
off season. Just being able to focus on the basketball aspect, as well as we had some free time to, like do other things outside, which was nice as well. Take care
So
of
you
our
go
bodies.
right. So you go from three people in the practice to now 3-hour practices, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Tell me about those Coach Richards practices now.
They'd be very productive. We'd be looking really good in practice. So we have a team full of 14 sore losers. So
That's
when you
good.
got a
I like
team
that.
full of everybody being a sore loser, practice can get very competitive, and we treat each other like the enemy. So I'm actually really excited to see us play against other people.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Coach Richards is intense, so we're intense from the jump. Like I said earlier, she has high expectations for us all around, everybody, freshmen included. Like we have two freshmen that think like juniors. I mean,
Dog.
they've came in and they've picked up, and like Nana said, like the train that has not stopped rolling yet, and we don't plan on it to stop. Practices have been very proactive, very competitive, and yeah.
Yeah, only 3 returning players, a bunch of new faces on this team. So have you been able to establish an identity yet as a team? And if not, what do you hope that identity becomes?
I think our identity will actually be our energy,
Okay.
because like I said, we're sore losers and we compete. So the emotions that you see people have in games, we're having in practices, we're having in regular drills, we're having in every single drill. So
Yes, I agree. That as well as defense and rebound. I mean,
Absolutely.
we got
machines.
pure athletes. I mean, like Coach Richards always calls our freshman Noel a thoroughbred. Like
Mm,
I mean, that girl can run for days, jump out
mm,
of the gym. I mean, it's so exciting to watch, and I think our identity. We're going to be able to get up and down. We're going to be able to sub in and out and keep a
mm.
high steady pace. So it'll be exciting to watch.
So it sounds like a lot of depth on this team. Is that what
Yeah.
I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right. All right. That non-conference schedule, how are you more prepared for it this time around? Because I know it was a gauntlet, and I know it last year. Obviously you hadn't experienced that before, so I know that was tough. How are you more prepared for it this time around? Now that you know what to expect, and as leaders, how will you prepare all the new players?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we went through it last year, so that alone has prepared us for what's to come. And like I said, me and Nana, we both played a lot of minutes in those games, and we experienced a lot mentally and physically. I mean, so just being able to, experience it head on and have people who also have experienced some challenges. Like I said, we're a vet team, so we have transfers that's came in and played, some higher division teams. So
Okay.
yeah, so just being able to, just go out there and compete with them. I don't think we will shy away from any competition. So
Right.
For me, I would say that me personally, I'm a lot more poised. So I think that that'll help the people that I'm playing around play better. Cause like I've been trying to be better at communicating in practice and like keeping each other up and stuff like that, so that we know when games come, there's no turnover from practice. It's just gonna be the same flow. It won't be anybody stepping out of character. So I think we're building good habits.
And you have 4 home games this year during non-conference play. Obviously, last year you were on the road the whole time. So how do you like that, being able to come home for a little bit, not have
I
to live
love
out
it.
of a suitcase for that long?
I
Yeah,
love
it sounds good. I mean, I was tired of flying and driving. I mean, being home is always great. You know, the fans come out, we have great energy at home, and we just try to protect the jungle. So I'm
I'm
excited for
very
him.
excited that people get to see us early. So it's
Yeah.
like we're not waiting until January to be really seen. Like it's one thing to see us on TV, but to feel the heart that I think our team has this year is just it's a different emotion.
Yeah. Going back to last year, what after you finished non-conference play, what surprised you the most about SWAC play? Not knowing what to expect, because I talked to a couple of the players from the team, and they didn't know what to expect. And the intensity of that first game in the SWAC, I think it was on the road, it kind of caught some of them off guard. So, what surprised you last year about SWAC play?
To me, swag was really guard heavy. The guards are really quick, aggressive. I mean, I was getting guarded 94 feet
Mm,
every possession. So that was something that I've never really experienced in my last conference. Um, and like I said, everybody's an athlete in swag. So just being able to, compete and do things like that they can, like, little details. So that was the thing that surprised me the most.
I think for me, coming off of our non-conference into our conference, I think the biggest shift was less IQ and more like hustle and more heart. Because I feel like when we were in non-conference, it was more we were playing against systems. Now the SWAC, we're playing against basketball players. We're going
okay.
against people who they're getting to a bucket. They don't need a play to be set up for them to
Okay.
think, okay, I have to go get a bucket. So I think once things become less predictable, that's what the swag is. It's
Wow.
nothing near predictable in the swag.
I like that. So, as leaders, how will you prepare all those new players for SWAC play? Because they may not know what to expect. They may think, okay, coming off this tough non-conference schedule, we can take our foot off the gas now because it's just SWAC. So, how are you going to prepare them for it?
I mean, they see how we compete against each other. So I think with that mindset of how we come into practice, I think that just carries over. It doesn't matter the game.
Mhm. I agree. And I mean, Coach Richards talks about the SWAC all the time. Like we ain't even had our first game yet, but
Mm-hmm.
she's letting known like what the SWAC is about. And I think just it. I mean, it is different hearing it versus being in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Facts.
like Nana said, we compete every day, and having 3 people that's played in the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all 3 different positions. So I think each position is getting a taste of what we've been through. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be good for us.
All right. 11 or 12 new players this year. You went through it last year. What did that teach you about building chemistry from scratch, and how are you applying it this year?
We were on one accord from the beginning. Honestly, when we came in to work team camp, we barely even knew each other, but the energy was there. I think a lot of us came into this year wanting better for the year. So it's like a lot of people, I would say, are coming off of a situation like I had, where like I wasn't happy where I was at before. And like for a lot of people, this is their last year. So it's like you really don't have a choice to be
Mm-hmm.
bought in if you want your situation better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that mindset, that's been able to keep us rolling, like having the energy, being able to push through the days where we tired, we hurting. I think that's been carrying us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And I think during the recruitment process, like it was only us. So we met a lot of them
Yeah.
during the recruitment
Okay.
process. And I think we were very intentional. Questions were asked and answers were given. And I think when they chose this school, like they wholeheartedly wanted to be here. And I think that's something that already kind of built relationships before we even stepped on campus. And then once we got on campus, like Nana was saying, like, I mean, we naturally just gelled together. I mean, we didn't even know each other for 2 days, and we had a team camp, and we
Mm-hmm.
ran it like we've known each other for years. So that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just being very intentional with our relationships on and off the floor.
This year, with the recruits who were coming in, were you able to meet with them as during their recruiting visits, get to know them, and show them the ropes and kind of give them your perspective and experience?
Hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
And how was that?
It'd be good, It's good to be honest, I don't like to mislead people into any situation. So I try to answer the questions to the best of my ability, and then they just take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of the conversations we had with now our teammates that were recruits. We're,
Mhm.
like I said, open and honest. Like Nana was saying, everyone here, well, not everyone, but we're a vet team. So most people are transferring from other college institutions.
Mhm.
So just, them being already in the in the college world, asking those type of questions and things like that.
Mhm. So we're less than a month away from the first game. What is the chemistry like right now?
When we on the same team, we love each other. But when we competing, it's war. But off the court, the chemistry is good.
Yes, I agree.
All right, all right. You aren't just bringing in new players, you're also adding a new assistant coach to the staff. Tell us about Coach Michael Morgan.
A ball of energy every
Yes.
day.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. Every morning, you can expect Coach Morgan to come in with a smile on his face. He's going to greet every single one of us.
Mm.
We do this little handshake with Coach Morgan every morning. Like she said, he's a ball of energy, like truly. In the summer, he made an effort to build relationships with all of us, which was very appreciative. I think he's fit right on in.
Yeah. To add to that, I also say that basketball wise, he's very intentional about us wanting to get better and do the little things. So ever since he came in, I think he's established that he's a coach that wants us to do it right. He wants us to face challenges and be able to overcome challenges so that when we're presented with them in games and stuff, it can't be a my fault situation. To me, he's a no my fault situation.
Okay.
He's gonna always remind you of the stuff that you will say, okay, my bad. Regardless if you want to hear it or not, he's gonna remind you so you know next time. If you don't want to hear it, do it. That's the simplest way I could put it.
Yes.
Do y'all still think back to that SWAC tournament game loss? Does it still sting, or have you just tried to forget about it and move on?
Up next, part 2. Check the description for the link. If you enjoy our content and appreciate what we do, kindly consider donating to the channel.